All right, hey everybody. So we're gonna drop this liner now. I got my wife recording, and I got Jesse here. He's gonna help me drag the liner across. So I just wanted to warn everybody during this part that I have to take my shirt off in order to lift this liner out of the box. So if you don't want to see me take my shirt off, maybe Jess can just kind of turn the phone onto the deep end of the pool or something for now. No, 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 like record something else. I'm saying. Oh yeah.
Why do you have to take your shirt off, Steve?
Okay. All right, I'm good. So yeah, Jesse wants to know why I'm taking my shirt off. It's because I can't lift this liner out of the box without getting the vinyl rubbing against my skin. It's a big heavy boy. Okay, so I'll put my shirt back on now, and I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this mic off my bandana here. Yeah. Okay, Jesse said it looks pretty. I'm gonna put it right here in this hole in my shirt. Okay. All right, guys. I hope that was a good intro. So what I'm doing here is I'm rolling out the liner across the brake, and I'm trying to get the liner kind of spread evenly, east to west, basically. See? So both ends are touching the wall evenly there. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hand Jesse one end. And you see the liner has an arrow here. And that arrow represents the corner. It's a nice liner. Similar to the sandstone. All right, Jesse, I'm ready. Okay. So now what I like to do here is I always like to get this part of the shallow end clipped on. So I'll start with the stairs. And I'm going to point something out in a second here. Guess what I'll do is, now it's going to be kind of hard to see on the camera, but basically the liner, they have to put a seam on the liner, on the material on the sidewall here. So what they do is they put that seam in the center of the stairs here, so that way it's not shown. And it's very important that when we're measuring for liners, that we point out where the stairs are in the pool. So now, if you're watching this and you're sticking around, I want to thank you. I'm trying to estimate how long I think it's going to take, but because I want to put this liner in, hit the vacs, cut in the stair plates, and put the light back together all in one video. My estimation is that it's going to take about 45 minutes, maybe 50. This is just to give you a heads up. If there's certain parts of the video that you find boring, certainly fast forward. See what I did right there is I'm getting the bottom of the liner. I'm looking at the way the bottom of the floor is and where it wants to kind of sit. So now that I got this kind of set, I'm going to check those arrows. And what I'm doing here is when I go to run the liner across the pool to the deep end, I'm essentially doing the same thing. So it's kind of hard to see, but maybe if Jess can zoom right in on here. What that is that's a panel seam. So this arrow is supposed to represent that panel seam. And what I'm seeing right now is that arrow is about 1 inch away this way. And I'm going to go check the other side to see what that one's looking like. And Jesse's already got things clipped in, which is great. We'll just check. Okay, the arrow's here. The arrow's about 2 inches away. So what that's telling me is that I need to pull, I would say, just a little bit, maybe an inch or so, half inch, not much. Because if I'm 1 inch away over there, and 2 inches away over here, it's literally just a half inch that I gotta pull. Okay, so now we'll check the arrow. Alright, so I might have pulled too much. That arrow is right on the seam now. And this arrow is 2 inches away. So yeah, I pulled a little too much. We'll just give it a little pull. Give it a little pull. Give it a little pull. I'm 1 inch away. And I'm assuming this one as well is 1 inch away. Yep. So now Jesse, if you want to pull some of the liner towards you now, you can keep right there. Yep, let me pull it back slightly. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to wrap this corner. And what we're going to do too is we're going to put liner lock in these corners. At the very end. These radius corners, sometimes they pop out. So I like to put about a 6 to 8 inch piece of liner lock in this whole corner. If it was a mitered corner, same thing, I'm liner locking it. 90-degree corner, I'm liner locking it. When I don't start liner locking is when I have like a 2-foot radius here or something like that. But I did go around with a hose and spray the entire track clean. And that's an important step. And I did make sure that none of the coping was pinched anywhere. There was a spot in the deep end, so I had to take care of that. All right, we are good. We are just about ready to run this liner across to outer space. All right. Now, for those of you who don't know, this liner right now is hot. It is melting. It's very gooey. It's stretching good, and yeah, Jesse's got this all good over here. All right. So you see, focus in on the floor. Come and you might have to come over there more. I don't know, but if you see the way that this material is right here, okay, this is very important. Before you pull the liner across, you want to make sure that the liner's sitting good in the shallow end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here with my foot, and see how I'm pulling that out? That looks good, right? Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask Jesse to hand me 1 or 2 of those water bags over here. This is something that I do more so in the wintertime, but it's a big pool, and what I don't want to happen is when we pull the liner, I don't want this material to go with it, and all of a sudden I have something tight here, and the stair plates are really hard to put on. Okay, thank you, Jesse. Long time ago, when I was working with my wife, this one here probably pulled out, so I've got a hole. Yeah, I'll take 1 of those 2 in the back is good. I was working with my wife during COVID, and this is a story that I started to talk about in a previous video, and I got sidetracked. But she told me that when I'm asking for things, say please, and when I receive things, say thank you. So I've tried to stick by that. All right, we are just about ready to pull this across. So I don't want to kick it in so much that I have, it's sitting in there loose. I do want to make sure that there's a little bit you know, place for, because at the very end, when we hit the vax, I'm going to be kicking it in again even more, and it might go in another, you know, another inch or two. Either way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Jesse to take the hose there, and I'm going to ask him to just mist the walk up one time before we run this liner across. And the reason I'm doing that is because some of that vermiculite that we did the Mickey bomb on earlier, which is also in a previous video. You just don't want to, you know, when you wet it, it just kind of, it's better. It did set for a little bit. It set for about an hour or so. But again, I'll try to leave a link to that video. I'm going to be honest, I say it all the time in my videos, you know, not very good with the links. Sometimes I forget. But then when I remember to do them, I'll get them done. I figure there's got to be an easier way to do it, you know, to do the editing, and I'm not quite there yet. I'm doing everything off an iPhone, you know. All right, Jesse, here's your corner. All right, I'm gonna hop out now. Grab my corner. All right, and here we go. Yeah, pack my hand. Swing it around. I'm gonna try to help Jesse here in a second. Yeehaw! I'm gonna jump over. You ready?
Yep.
That was fun. I'm pulling it here like this. You know, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of pulling the liner into place, you know. So I noticed a couple spots, Jesse, where we might need to fix the track a little bit. He can't hear me, but you can. Looking for big red. There it is. Again, finding tools. Whew. It's a struggle, let me tell you. All right, Jesse. Nice push up right there. I like that. Let's go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to repeat the same process that we did in the shallow end. We're going to clip this whole back wall in, and then we're going to check our arrows. Once we know our arrows are where they are, then we'll come back around through the corner and do the long walls, the side walls. Okay. That was a nice move right there, right? I'm really only doing it because I'm on camera. Hi, Jesse.
Hi. Arrow.
What you got? Let me go check the other side. I'm just going to come to this long wall and tack up the middle here. It's so hot, the liner stretches in odd places. So pull that up. All right. I think you got some slack you can pull your way here, but here, give it a no, from my end. Pull it. There you go. Oh yeah. All right, let me go check this arrow on the other side, buddy. You don't have to get up. Hold on. I want you doing push. I don't want you doing push-ups just yet. All right, we got to tack that up. I think I'm gonna take my shoes off again. See? Okay. Let's see. Okay, Jesse, I'm like 2.5 inches away from the seam. Like,
go your way or my way?
well, what are you, right on it, or?
I'm like an inch off. Arrows.
So that sounds like, let me just take a quick peek, buddy. You can roll to the side a little. There you go. There you go. Yeah. That's exactly what. You can roll back, buddy. I'm gonna steal just a little bit of material my way. Okay. Very good. I'd say I'm about an inch away now, just like I was in the shallow end. You gonna clip that corner in, buddy? You're good? Let me know if you have a part where you can't get in because the track is pinched, because I thought I noticed one. This liner is hot, man. Okay. Very good. Okay. Get my shoes on here. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I need your help.
No problem, man. I've heard I need your help a few times in my life, man. All right, what do we got? Okay. Okay. We'll go back down. Jesse, can you just watch those tools right there by the corner? Make sure they don't get kicked in, or we might be able to just put them back in the toolbox, would. Nope, I'm all set with the tools. I think we're gonna be putting in backs next. Big Red is the name of my tool. Reminds me of that song by Blake Shelton. Oh shoot, I hope I don't get copyrighted now. I don't even know how that works, man. You know, I had a video that I put out and I got copyrighted. I don't even know how I got copyrighted. So hopefully mentioning his name didn't do that. If it did, I truly am sorry. There we go. One day we're gonna have one on the other side that says Steve got it pool. All right, let's get our backs. Ooh-wee. Oh boy, Jesse is strong. Look at this guy.
Strong like bull.
Strong like bull. Yeah, man. I gotta ask Jesse a little bit later on what we're doing tomorrow. Hi, everybody. Right there is good, bud, for one.
And then I wanted to get done on the other side.
Yeah. Here, buddy.
Yeah, that might be helpful.
There you go. All right. That's hard work right there. Good job, buddy. Alright, let's get some of this stuff out of the way here. Our Giuliano's pool signs are going to blow in the pool, right? Okay. Jesse, you need tape? Why don't we just do it together? We can work together. Okay. Maybe if you talk loud, they'll hear you. Hi, my name's Jesse. What's your name? Jesse says he's the strong, silent type. Can I tell everybody about your past, what you used to do?
Sure.
Okay. Jesse used to be a wrestler. And if you remember that show, Tough Enough, I believe was the name, right?
Yep.
And, you know, it was that wrestling show where you compete to try to get into the WWE. And Jesse didn't win, but you made it to the, what, final 100 or something? Top 100. As a wrestler. Which is awesome. So, of course, he's not doing that. Jesse is a fireman for the town of, well, I can't tell everybody the town you work in. I'm going to leave that one out.
All right.
I think. Either way.
Yeah, I don't need any fire starters.
Yeah, you don't need any fire starters. Either way, it's somewhere in the state of Connecticut. Well, everybody can look up where Giuliano's Pools is, you know. Guess either way. So thank Jesse in the comments.
They might see me responding in Giuliano's stuff.
Either way, buddy. It's a pleasure to know you. It's a pleasure to work with you. And then Jesse, let's talk, you know, what Jesse actually does for me. Jesse is it fair to say, Jesse, that you're my personal manager?
Pretty much.
He says pretty much.
Renovation manager.
Yeah, renovation manager. I like using the word personal because it makes me feel important. So, but either way, what I'm getting at is anytime I need something, anytime something goes wrong, Jesse's there for me. For instance, this job, he's here for me. Why is he here for me? Well, if you remember some of my older videos, I worked with Jason, and Jason quit on us, and which is fine. You know, that happens. Guys come and go. That's all part of it. You know what I mean? However, I don't feel like I need to really get into it too much, but Jesse and I are both heartbroken. Let's just put it that way, right, Jesse?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we wish nothing but the best for Jason, you know, and you know, everybody deserves a second chance. I just think that he needs to realize what he did wrong and just admit it. That's all he needs to do. So at that point, we're gonna drop that subject, right?
Sorry if I'm sweating on you.
Jesse says he's sorry he's sweating on me. My man, do you know? Let me make sure that this comes out appropriately. Do you know how many times I've had a man sweat on me? Did that come out right or wrong? Wrong. Well, it made the both of you laugh, so I guarantee somebody watching this video is laughing, and that's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. All right, all I have to do is tape this little stair gap here, and we are ready to hit the gas. Jesse, we have juice to all the...
I'll grab the 2 other extension cords and get...
Just got to make sure that I don't stick too much of this duct tape to the stair. And, you know, peel the paint off. But I do want a little bit of it. Maybe not. Yeah, that'll work. I think we're going to get fantastic suction, personally. So just so everybody knows my situation right now, I'm working for a guy that owns his own company, and he has some of his workers here, and they're all looking at my wife recording me. They're looking at me talking into the microphone, and it's pretty funny. I like it, but hopefully we can get things rolling here in a second, because we are just about to end. And now, listen, so after this job right here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to my job that I'm going to be doing tomorrow, which is a big pool that we built a long time ago for somebody who is a car salesman in the local area. And it's a big giant pool. We won a lot of awards on the pool. And we're going to be looking for Jesse here. All right. I think what we're going to do is maybe the camera girl can turn on the deep end vac for us. Can you turn on the deep end vac for us? Yep. All you got to do is just turn the switch on. I believe, right? Jesse's working on getting power. Jesse, there is power by the pump and filter.
You want me to pull from that one?
Wherever you think is best, bud. I was just letting you know.
I just need a separate outlet that's on a different breaker.
Okay.
Is the pump and filter on the same one?
Jesse's talking to the homeowner right now about trying to find some power, but I think even with this one vac, everything's going to be really nice. Suck right in. You know, this is a nice liner. This is a liner that's similar to the one that we did at my house, which was called sandstone. This is not sandstone, but something very close. Obviously, we're waiting for that other vac to turn on so that I can kick some of these wrinkles out a little bit better. And then once I know we're good, I'm gonna literally just start right on those stair plates and start putting those on. And I'm probably gonna separate a portion of that video into a shorter video. I think it's very important. So one thing I do once I turn the vacs on, I always go around and I make sure that the liner's clipped into the track really well, right along here. A lot of times you'll find a section that might be like this, you know, and so basically I just want to kind of go around and make sure that that's all in. That's number one when I hit the vacs. And actually I found one right here. I think you're looking at me. And yep, so I just want to make sure that gets put in. And you know, there's going to be some small areas, but initially what I'm looking for are the large areas. And we're still waiting for power on our second vac. We're already getting great suction with just the one vac, which is great. The reason that we do two vacs, you know, it's happened to us in the past, is you know, one of the vacs would lose power and something like that. I think we're going to be good here in a minute. Where are you going to be running that too, bud? Okay. Just double check that outlet's not on a timer. I'm going to go get another cord. Okay. So let's say at this stage of the game, no more than like, oh geez, I mean, this is probably going to be a long video, start to finish. I'm not sure. I really wanted to make this whole thing from start to finish. If it's more than an hour long, I might have to shorten it up a little bit, but we'll see. I just want to help Jesse run this cord here. Oh, I think he's got it already. Let's see. Yeah, we're good. I just opened up that cord for no reason. Well, it wasn't really wrapped up right, so it's a good excuse to wrap it up properly, right? I don't know. It's kind of the way that I do it. I know some guys do like over, under, or, you know, 2 over, 1 under, or something. I don't know, but I don't like to really wrap these cords around your arm. So how's it looking, everybody? Everybody think it looks good? Do you like this liner? I think this liner is sharp, personally. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hydrate. We're gonna drink some Dr. Pepper real quick. I love Dr. Pepper. All right, so that's, hey, can you do this? Can't believe my wife recorded that whole thing. Not sure that that was cool, but whatever. You can all laugh. It's no big deal. All right, I gotta get my drill. Then I'm gonna do these stair plates. I'm gonna get these water bags out of the way too. Let's see, where is my drill? Right here. Battery. Not charged. Battery. Orange tape? Tape mark tape? I'll talk about the orange tape after, Jesse. I don't know where the tape is at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Alright, I just don't want to talk about the red tape anymore because I left it at my house. Basically, we put a piece of tape to fill to. And Jesse's looking for it right now. And I told him that it's not here. But maybe I have some more of it in my truck. But it's not a big deal. The guy that's filling the pool, I know him. Capone's Water. Yeah, he's been filling pools for forever. He knows what he's doing. So do his guys. So I don't think we really need to worry about the tape. But we'll figure that out. Right now, there's more important things to worry about, like these stair plates and the light. And that's what we're going to talk about now. And just want to finish emptying this water bag, get it out of the way. If you look in front of the stairs here, I mean, look how nice that liner is at the bottom. It's not, you know, pulling away. You don't need to put sign on it. And what I'm gonna do is can you just tell Jesse that red tape is at my house? And you know, Louis is an experienced guy, and you can go over, record the whole conversation. Just keep walking over there, so you can kind of see. So my wife's walking over to Jesse right now to let him know the red tape is not here, and to stop looking for it. So it's not really a big deal. No, she's asking about duct tape. He's asking. So I'm just going to talk to Jesse here for a second. Yeah, you want to record and she'll go back to the house and grab it? Okay, that's great. We got a solution, everybody. Teamwork. My wife is going to drive back to my house, which is literally 13 minutes away. She's going to, and the reason the tape is at my house is because I went out to my pool last night and I wanted to test and make sure that the liner was holding water. So I went out and I grabbed the red tape out of my truck and put the red tape on my patio table, and I forgot it. So that's where we stand with that. Anyway, this is the stair plate. It's got a 45-degree angle at the top, so you know when you're looking at it, you know that this is the top, or this is the right side, and this would be the top. So the first thing I always do is I start with the very top screw. Jesse, I think what we need to do is you could either hop in, yep, or I think hopping in's a good idea. That way you can get right in there and see stuff for everybody. Yep. All right, buddy. He's in. Let me take off my sunglasses so I can see better. All right, so what I'm looking for is I'm looking for that hole that's on the back side there, the very top one. Yeah, don't worry about zooming in too much like that, bud. You can, yeah. It never looks good when you look at it afterwards. No. People, or at least that's my opinion, obviously, but I'm not a big fan of the zoom in. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm looking for that top hole, and the screw's having a hard time making it through that rubber gasket. So I got it through. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lift up. I'm going to start that screw. We're not going to put that screw in all the way. We're going to take the stair plate and we're going to make sure it's straight. We don't want to make sure it's like this. We don't want to make sure it's like that. And listen, I've looked at a lot of YouTube videos, and I very rarely have I seen a very detailed stair plate installation, and that's a very important part of doing a liner replacement. You have stair plates, so I really want to talk about these as much as I can, okay? And I put my foot down here. It's good, so I don't really need to do too much down there, but I'll still kind of keep my foot there, kind of keep the pressure down. We're straight, and now we're going for the second screw. Now I'm just kind of going through. If I don't see that screw going in all the way, I know there's a problem. So what I want to do is I want to turn the chuck down to 5 on my drill. Now the third screw, because this second one I didn't do all the way either, and I'm going to explain why these two screws are not in all the way yet. But now the third screw, I'm going to send it home, okay? Send it in. So now I'm going to get a handful, and we're just going to kind of go down the whole thing. Here we go. Now what happens is a lot of times you'll go to put the screw in, and the drill just keeps spinning the screw round and round. We call that being stripped out. The screw's stripped out. Basically, to fix that, you go for a bigger screw. When I say bigger, I mean bigger in diameter. Okay, and a good screw to start with for the next size up on one of these stair plate screws are actually the screws that are in the return faceplates, and a lot of times the screws that are in the skimmer faceplates. All right, so we got that whole side done. Now we're going to grab a handful and go to the other side. Are you mad at me for the tape?
Not mad. Just disappointed.
He's disappointed in me, he said. I'm disappointed in myself. It's not normally something I do, you know, but it happened. What can I say? But luckily, my wife is here. She rescued me. Okay, we got the first one in. Second one in. Here, Jesse, can you come over here on this side? There you go. That's a better angle, bud. One thing I've learned doing my YouTube, angles are super important. Being in the right. Oops, I dropped the screw. I'm gonna take put a little less screws out of me. So far, these screws are going in great. The condition of the screws is great. They virtually look brand new. And the faceplates are in great condition. They're not cracking or anything like that. There are situations where these stair plates are all cracked, they're broken, and you literally have to replace them. So, believe it or not, I think I actually have a video on my channel where where I make stair plates. Again, I would have to go back into my videos and put a link in the description, but my gut tells me that by the time I get home, I'm probably going to forget that I even said this, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. But all right, what we're going to do is we're just going to grab 2 screws, one in the mouth, line this miter up. The other end of the stair plate, it's not really important right now. Hold on, I got a screw in my mouth. Okay, so now on this second one, I want to lift this stair plate up a little bit. And if that screw does not go in nice and easy, and just, you know, to the point where like it finds its own hole, do not force the screw. You're probably in the wrong spot. Okay? Again, I'm going to repeat that as I'm doing this. So we're on screw number 3. If this screw, as I start it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it right over here. I'm just going to make sure we're up a little bit. If that screw's not just going right in all by itself, do not keep going. Very important. Now, as I'm going along, that stair plate behind me is going to slowly lift up into place. Okay? Now, if my wife was still here, not getting red tape that I forgot, I would probably have Jesse in here holding the other side right now. But as we know, that's a different topic. So we're almost there, believe it or not, on the stairs. I think everything's going really smooth. Liner fit great. You know, it's a beautiful day. The sun's shining. I don't know. I guess, you know, it's, everybody always says what makes me mad, what makes me upset. My wife tries to put it into a nutshell that, you know, in my head I'm always planning stuff out in my head. And when it doesn't go the way it was in my head, that's when I start to get a little worked up. You know, I might be a little on edge. That's funny. There's a little thread of the paintbrush. So I need more screws. I'll make sure I cut that little thread off when I cut the liner off. But that was funny. It was stuck to the stair plate. Okay. Sorry if I forgot what I was talking about. I should be talking about what I'm doing, but I'm pretty sure just by watching me. Oh, here's one thing. If you notice the way my elbow, I'm going to slow this down. My elbow, can you see my knee? So the way I put my elbow on my knee, that's how I'm giving that extra push. And what I want to do is I want to make the back of my knee, the drill going into the screw, like a straight line. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't feel, like you would feel something like this, you understand what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that everything's going straight. You want to push kind of hard. And a lot of times these screws, the Phillips heads are bad, and you can't really tighten them all the way. In those situations, you have to actually replace the screws. All right. And usually, you know, if you just call a pool manufacturer, a pool store, and you said, I needed stair plate screws, I'm pretty sure that they would understand what you're talking about, okay? So, this one kind of went a little wonky. So what we do, I'm going to loosen this one up. I'm going to loosen this. Now, I'm going to loosen. Maybe I'll loosen this one up a little more too. I'm looking at it, just kind of, the miter didn't really sit right, so I'm going to get a flathead screwdriver. I hope. Or something similar. And basically, I'm going to come into here. I'm going to try to. There we go. It just kind of. Now everything's sitting better. And that's kind of a good example. Jesse, come over here and zoom in on this miter. Don't zoom in too much, but basically, as I was coming in, this piece was getting hung up right here, and I wasn't able to get it in. So instead of forcing it, I took these 3 screws off, where I was able to kind of pull this out a bit, get that connection nice, and then push it back in, okay? So now we're just gonna go back in, and everything is fitting a lot better in that miter. All right. So that part of the game is done, and the next stage of the game is to go around and cut everything out. And I don't want to take up any more of your time in this video. The important part of stair plates is done, okay? The next part is to go around with a hand screwdriver and tighten all the screws by hand. And if they're not tightening by hand, you have to replace them with a bigger screw. And that's pretty much it. So once you get that done, you can go around and you can cut the liner out. Now you still have not tightened these 2 top screws on the top. Just go from the 3rd screw down all the way around to the other one that's on the 3rd. All right. Once you get there, you're gonna cut this out, and then you're gonna tuck this little bit of liner in right here. Once that's all tucked in, tighten those screws down, put the cap back on, and you're all done. All right. But to keep things rolling, what I want to do now is I'm gonna install the light. And pretty much that's going to be the end of the video. You know, like I said, I am going to go around with my big red screwdriver. This is my big red. I am going to go around the pool and make sure that everything's tucked in around the pool. I'm looking for little rivet, dimples and things like that. So that's going to be another thing. But I do have the low wall on the side, and I think that's a tough call on that one. It's a little high up on the wall. We might want to wait for some water pressure on that one. The light we can definitely put on now, and that's what we're going to do now. All right. I don't want to take any more time with the stair plates, because it's going to take me a minute to go and hand tighten everything. And, all right. Looking for another screwdriver. Make sure I have everything I need for the light. I think I do. Let's go do the light. Everybody, you want me to hold the phone while you climb out? All right. Phone's getting hot. Jesse, you might have to come in under the shade for a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, you can zoom in. I got it zoomed in for you right now. I would say just stay in the shade here because the phone's getting hot. And, we want to wrap this up. Everybody that's watching wants to wrap this up. And if you've watched this entire video, thank you very much. I wish there was a way that I could, repay you or say thank you personally. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure I have the right tools. Now I got to make sure I have the right items. And it's my fault for not grabbing them when I was already over here. But pretty sure my wife will be back soon. She's a quick one, All right, so what we're looking for is this, and this. I have a faceplate, a gasket. I have a new gasket for the light lens, and I have a new plastic front for the light. So it's not gray. Everything on the pool is going to be gray, like the stairs. The only part that's not going to be gray is this little faceplate. I have a feeling when we get this all done that she's going to say something about that. So hopefully not. I just need to finish taking apart this clamp, but we'll do that after. Let's do the faceplate. Okay. It's going to be a little weird, I'm sure, with this, with the audio. Hopefully I don't fall in. But I'm going to be leaning over, putting this in. These are all brand new screws. This is nice. I believe we have the right amount. I'll put a couple extra there just in case it's not. Alright, so basically, you know, you gotta line up the holes on the gasket behind the faceplate. And I always start on the top. I'm gonna be completely honest. I am hot, I am sweating, and sweat is pouring down my face, and I'm having a hard time seeing, but we're almost there. It's gonna keep going, right? Let me shoot down here. A few screws in my mouth. I may not. I don't know. I'm gonna try. It's hard to talk when we're doing this, but I think it's important for me to talk while I'm doing this, because what I'm doing is I'm feeling for the screw holes on the gasket here that are behind the liner. And once I find it, I take my screwdriver on the edge of the screw and I punch that screw gently through the hole, and I start turning it just a few turns. Now the faceplate can hang by itself. Okay? So now I come down a little further down to another screw. I feel for that hole, and I punch that one through. The Hayward light niche, the Hayward faceplate, that is the only faceplate that you can punch the screw through like that. You cannot do that with a Pentair light niche. You cannot do that with a Sunlight. Only a Hayward. I'm gonna try like that. Put all the screws in my hand. Have the knife within arm's reach, and try to do one job leaning over here. Okay. So my foot's on the diving board. I think okay. Really what I'm doing is I'm trying to make sure that the microphone's in a good spot. I believe it is. Personally, I think it's funny that I'm literally hanging upside down on a pool with my feet talking to you. Nobody can hear what I'm saying right now. Nobody who's watching me can hear what I'm saying right now. I don't know what I'm saying right now. But what I'm doing is screwing on a faceplate for the light. And I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm just doing, oh, I just dropped a screw. I'm going to have to go back down and get that. See, I did that because I had all these screws in my hand. And basically, I don't usually like to have all the screws in my hand because I drop screws. And I just did. But I did put extra screws right behind me. I believe they're in arm's reach. Yes, they are. Trying like heck to keep this microphone in a good spot. I have a feeling the last couple of minutes was really loud. Alright, let me reach in here. This bag. I have one extra screw. Okay. Sock that one home. It's not going home. That's great. Missed a little more. This is awkward. I have to asked Jesse to go get that screw, but I think I'm going to have to go down and get that screw because the screw that I thought was going to work right there isn't the right size. Every other screw tightened down with this one, and it's because it's short, it's not long. So I gotta go get the other one at the bottom. Alright, bear with me, I just didn't want to ask Jesse to do that. Carefully walk down. So many times I've gone walking down and fell. Alright, here's our right screw. Alright, let's get this done. I'm trying to think of the right time to wrap this video up. You know, this has been a long video. Oh, let's go. I think I said a long time ago, a few minutes or something like that. Oh boy. Okay. So, another situation. So like when I was doing the stair plates, and I was telling you that when you go to put a screw in, it just keeps turning and turning. We call that a stripped screw. So I gotta find a different screw. And the screw that I'm looking for is right here, believe it or not. It's a Pentair light niche faceplate screw. The threads are bigger. The length of the screw is similar. And I got a feeling that when I go to put this in, we're gonna be good. All right, let's go. This isn't good. It's not tightening up. I was wrong. Everyone is tightening up just fine, except for that one. And I used the granddaddy of all bigger screws, the Pentair light niche screw, and that still won't work. So, do you want me to keep going and show you how I get this in here? All right. Let's do it. It's not good. We have a stripped screw, Jesse. I'm going to be working on that for a minute. All right, so what I'm going to do is, this is a little trick. The thing is, I got to find some wire. I use some wire, shreds of like copper wire. So basically I gotta try to find those for them before we can go any further. And I'm not really seeing any wire. What's this? Yeah. This is one of those situations where people that I work with know what's going on. Well, I have some wire. Folks, I need to hydrate real quick. Okay, thank you. I literally just drank half a Gatorade. I got a low battery. 20% or 10%? Let's get this done, huh? Let's go. I don't know what's gonna happen here. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. I got a piece of grounding wire is what I got. The same ground wire that you see on a pump. I don't know. Let's see. I can't find any of my shredded wire, so I don't know. So what I'm going to do is stick that wire in the hole, take my screw, and start threading it in. Which it's not, because it's too big. I think I feel it. Alright, it's starting to go in. It's going in. And it feels nice and tight when it's going in too, so that's good. Oh yeah. I think. Oh yeah. That's nice and tight, nice and tight. That piece of wire worked out great. Now I gotta break it off now. Alright, look. Check it out. I got that screw in. That worked out great. Now we just gotta cut that piece of wire off. Alright, we're gonna go with my lines and pliers again. Yeah, because there's like a 1/4-inch piece of that ground wire. See, that worked out better than the shredded wire. I'm not gonna lie. You know, usually I would stick little strands of copper wire in there, and this time I used the whole piece of ground wire, and it worked out great. You just gotta break this little piece off. Look at that. I think I put a little bit of caulking in there. All right. Look, I'm hanging upside down. I got this faceplate on nice for you, and every screw is nice and compressed. Every screw's in. You saw how I fixed a strip screw. I don't know. I think right now is a really good time to shut this video down, because all I'm doing is I'm replacing this light bulb, and if you really want to see the next steps, it's really just a matter of putting it back together the way I took it apart. I'm putting in a new bulb and new parts, okay? And I'm sure this has been a really long video. I think this is a great time to wrap things up. I'm going to try to leave as many links and descriptions as I can on this whole job, okay? It's been fun. I appreciate it. My name's Steve Got It Pool, okay? It's supposed to sound like Steve got a pool, because really I did get a pool, but when I say I got it pool, it's supposed to mean I got it cool pool, you know what I mean? Steve got it pool. I just want everybody to remember that. Alright guys, we'll see you on the next one.